attachment. Astonishing abilities, companionship and utter loyalty make dogs our best friends. In this series, we investigate the surprising science behind these impressive beings. From rescue dogs, to fire dogs, to the dog next door. What makes dogs so extraordinary? In Critical Sight, we examine dogs' extraordinary sense of vision and how this has been developed to help humans. We meet Marie, who despite being blind since birth, now has the confidence to run marathons, thanks to her dog Axis.
Si Axis pouvait me comprendre, je voudrais lui dire que déjà merci d'être le plus beau chien, d'être le chien excellentissime qu'il est, que je puisse lui reposer toute ma confiance en lui.
And we meet Scott and Tina, who spend their days chasing birds off the runways of an international airport, ensuring planes can land and take off safely.
They love their job. I mean, they persistently want to be out here. They are absolutely in their element on airside.
We join Labrador Retriever Hutaru as he prepares to go on his first nighttime walk.
In dim lighting conditions, the threshold to light in dogs is several times lower than in people. So, for example, dogs would be able to still see objects with a light threshold 6 times below that of what a human would require to be able to see.
This is Extraordinary Dogs. 30-year-old Maria Borno has been blind since birth. 4 years ago, her life was transformed by the arrival of Axis. The Border Collie's exceptional eyesight gave Maria a sense of independence she'd never had before.
Alors Axis, c'est d'abord c'est un guide, c'est un compagnon, c'est mon ami de tous les jours.
Axis is one of over 700 guide dogs trained by the French Guide Dog Association to provide care and support to the visually impaired across France.
Je suis reposée avec Axis parce que je suis pas obligée de faire attention en permanence. Et en ce moment, par exemple, je suis très fatiguée. J'ai même eu du mal à me lever ce matin. Et en fait, quand je suis fatiguée, je me cogne partout. Enfin, je me cogne plus facilement avec la canne. Avec Axis, je sais que je suis pas obligée de faire attention, qu'il va m'éviter tous les poteaux, les obstacles, les bornes.
Perhaps the biggest change to Marie's life was the confidence she gained with Axis. And with its newfound strength, she decided to embark on a career in physiotherapy.
Voilà, très bien. J'ai toujours voulu travailler pour avoir une reconnaissance, un peu une reconnaissance sociale. Et ici, si jamais il y a un souci, quoi que ce soit, je lui demande de chercher quelque chose. Axis, le siège, je cherche le siège, bah, il va le faire tout seul, quoi. Et puis les trajets qu'il connaît par cœur, enfin les trajets qu'on fait habituellement, par exemple de chez moi au travail ou que ce soit dans la rue, dans le métro, alors que dans le métro il y a parfois du monde. Il est obligé de slalomer entre les gens.
Guide dogs like Axis have been used to help the visually impaired for nearly a century. Trainers like Mark know that dogs' guiding ability stems from their instinctive behavior and keen intellect. However, the dog's powerful eyesight is also key.
La vision est importante en termes de découverte, de prise de repère. Effectivement, la vision instantanée dans le déplacement, elle est indispensable pour faire les bons choix, pour anticiper les dangers. Je pense que Marie a son chien depuis 4 ans maintenant, qu'ils ont fait ensemble beaucoup de progrès. C'est vraiment une belle équipe, une belle réussite parce qu'elle avait, je crois, tout à fait besoin d'un tempérament comme ça, dynamique, volontaire, qui corresponde à elle. Et on est assez heureux, quoi, finalement, pour tous les deux d'avoir. C'est plutôt, ouais, c'est très très bien.
Dogs and humans see the world in a different way. Humans have an unconscious eye movement, and our eyes dart back and forth. This allows us to fill our blind spots with images we naturally think should be there, and means we take in the world around us with long general sweeps of vision. Dogs see very differently. Rather than filling in gaps with what they think should be there, a dog like Axis takes in only the details that are actually present. Importantly, he doesn't overlook small details, which means Marie is in extremely safe and capable hands. Having completed 5 marathons already, Marie is in training for yet another race. She now feels secure to tackle things that would have been unimaginable before Axis came into her life. His breed makes Axis a perfect guide dog.
Certainly the peripheral vision of a border collie would be better than that of a little pug, because in the little pug the eyes are directed straight forward with a little short round head, whereas in the border collie we have a nice long nose, the eyes are divergent, and we have a very nice large peripheral visual field.
A dog's eyesight is also incredibly advanced thanks to a well-developed third eyelid. The so-called nictating membrane is common for birds and reptiles, but more unusual for mammals. It helps keep the eye clean and moist, ensuring the dog's field of vision is never obscured.
Donc je préfère avoir Axis parce que je vais plus vite dans mes déplacements. Il m'aide pour chercher par exemple les portes, pour m'aider à chercher des endroits où aller. Si je cherche la porte des choses, les passages piétons, les boîtes aux lettres, les sièges pour s'asseoir, la place dans le métro, des choses comme ça. Axis, il m'aide aussi à rentrer en contact avec les gens. Parce que les gens, il y a des fois, ils viennent vers moi pour ah, il est beau votre chien, est-ce qu'on peut le caresser? Et du coup, ça engage la conversation. Si Axis pouvait me comprendre, ben, je voudrais lui dire que déjà, merci d'être le plus beau chien, d'être le chien excellentissime qu'il est, que je puisse lui reposer toute ma confiance en lui.
While Axis is helping his owner to navigate the streets of Paris, in South Africa, 2 dogs are using their keen sense of sight on the runway of an international airport to help ensure planes can land and take off safely. Here at OR Tambo International Airport, Johannesburg, 2 special border collies are getting ready for a morning's work. Scott and Tina work for the Bird Strike Avoidance Project, set up by the Endangered Wildlife Trust. Their mission is to chase birds off the airport's runways. If a bird gets into the engine of a plane, it can cause a catastrophic crash.
Sometimes it's as simple as the bird literally flies into the aeroplane, they collide, and the bird comes off worse, but nothing happens to the aeroplane, through to major disasters.
The work that Scott and Tina perform is invaluable, and it's something they can't wait to do.
They love their job. I mean, they persistently want to be out here. They are absolutely in their element on airside.
Airports generally attract birds because they provide a large grassy area and frequently offer access to food, shelter and water.
If a bird cannot breed or feed successfully in an area, it will move off. So therefore we put enough pressure on them with a potential predator that may harm them, and therefore we reduce the numbers of the bird presence on the airfield itself.
Today, dogs like Scott and Tina are the fastest growing and most popular form of bird control.
The use of dogs on airports is very much a pioneering effort in South Africa, and it's proven to be hugely successful.
Using Scott and Tina is the best method of humanely eliminating the birds from the runways. Recognizing the dogs as predators, the hope is that they will simply move on.
We're presently at a new complex. We're conducting a bird patrol, requesting your permission to enter and cross all taxiways.
This morning, Scott and Tina are going after Hadida ibis birds, which are a particular problem at this time of year.
Is to see the birds fly away. They do not want to catch the birds. We don't offer food rewards. It's basically a chase that stimulates them.
Dogs have evolved from wolves, an animal that hunts over large areas of open land. For a wolf to locate its prey over a long distance, it needs a super sharp sense of sight and smell. And dogs have inherited these traits. Scott, Tina and Melissa cover a vast distance, up to 38 kilometers. They can detect movement across flat plains, such as the airport runway, much more accurately than humans. A dog's field of vision is extremely wide, between 250 and 260 degrees, compared to man's, which is about 180 degrees. A human sight is binocular and straight ahead, while a dog's is more monocular and peripheral. Because of the location of a dog's eyes, they can detect a movement behind them.
I think the advantage that the Border Collie has is that it's an extremely good herding and training breed that is extremely well adapted to reacting on peripheral visual stimuli. And this is, I think, what we have utilized in using those dogs to train them to clear the runway from birds.
Coming up in part 2, we find out why collies are so suited to this astonishing job. And we meet Hutaru, who's learning the ropes at Japan's very first guide dog trainers school.
Eukanuba, exclusively at pet specialty stores. 甘醇顺口，精彩深蓝，不容错过。深蓝威士忌。当语言不是一道墙，你会看到无限的美好。与世界接轨，威尔斯美语。别抵抗了！1、2、3，就是这3鲜，3种立顿奶茶，美味藏在鲜奶里，一个都别放过。立顿奶茶，天天好事情。
台风的时候，是谁在黑暗中拯救你？金锂电池5倍持久，是台风时的必备战友。
当语言不是一道墙，你会看到无限的美好。与世界接轨，威尔斯美语。It's the night, just different. Be inspired by whatever. Whatever leads the way, changes direction. Whatever surprises, thrills, sparks. Whatever's magnetic. Whatever is just the beginning. Whatever, it's your turn. Hugo Just Different, a new fragrance. 别抵抗了！1、2、3。就是这3鲜，3种立顿奶茶，美味藏在鲜奶里，一个都别放过。立顿奶茶，天天好事情。
狗是人类最忠实的伴侣，它们的心灵既真挚又温暖。每只狗都有不同的性格，有的害羞，有的暴躁，有的缺乏自信。如何训练您的狗儿，让它百依百顺？西萨教官将教您如何成为狗的心理医生。爱它就要认识它。报告狗班长，星期3晚上10点，国家地理频道。
你是晚睡的夜猫族吗？你喜欢研究战争的议题吗？国家地理频道给你英勇与悲剧交织的故事，以全新的角度探讨2次世界大战。不同的说故事方式，将最高机密影片重新曝光，重现英美联军轰炸德国的行动，让您对2次大战有身临其境的感受。战争午夜场，星期2至5凌晨12点，国家地理频道。
Eukanuba, exclusively at pet specialty stores.
Border Collies are highly intelligent, adaptable and intense working dogs that are able to cope with most species of bird. And they are focused.
A It's surprising that the noise and distraction does not distract them at all from their jobs. They're not sound shy. They do not react to the departing or landing aircraft 50 meters from the edge of them. If they see a bird, their main focus is on this bird.
But it is their ability to respond well to various commands in complex situations that really enables them to excel at their job. It requires precise training for a dog to work safely in this environment. They must undergo 18 months of specialized teaching based on a series of whistle commands. Veterans Scott and Tina have become masters.
We basically have 3 whistle commands itself. We have a whistle command where the dog will actually jump off and chase birds. It's a continuous whistle command. If there is an aircraft in the vicinity that I need to stop the dog, there will be a continuous 1 whistle command, and where the dog will lie down. We also use verbal reinforcements of the dog, where if we sight a bird, we'll actually advise the dog, look, where is it, where is it? And then a verbal command to actually get the dog to chase the bird is also we utilize the word kip for the dog to chase.
Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy.
After the dogs learn the basic training, they're put in the field.
As a youngster, they will actually go and put the dog into a situation where there's a bird to chase. So they will then encourage that dog to continue to chase the bird. When the bird has evacuated the area, the dog gets a good dog, or well done, excellent, a positive reward command.
Scott's extraordinary vision is put to good use, and the bond between him and Melissa make his abilities all the more effective.
You create a bond. You become a team, a partnership. That dog knows what your behavior patterns is. They get so clever that there's times when we're chasing out on the air side, and my body movement will do something that will advise the dog, okay, it's going to be time for me to jump off. And they pick up on your own behavior patterns, and that's so the bond that gets created, it's such a strong bond with the dog.
So the dog's ability to see birds at great distances has been encouraged and focused through intensive training to enable them to avert potentially catastrophic air disasters. And while Scott's keen sense of sight is keeping an airport working, in Yokohama, Japan, a team of golden Labradors and Retrievers are keeping people working, even at night. The Japan Guide Dog Association's Kanagawa Training Center houses one of the country's largest guide dog populations. It is also home to Japan's very first guide dog trainers school, where future trainers learn the necessary skills for raising and working with the dogs.
ちょうど犬の訓練ができるようなレベルまで3年間かけて犬の訓練士を作ります。盲導犬訓練士を作ります。1年生の最初から1年生3クール。
The training starts with very young dogs.
犬はパピーウォーカーから帰ってきたばっかりの犬、12ヶ月から13ヶ月、この犬たちから始めて。
Puppy walkers are trainers who work with puppies from the moment they are born and help get them steady and confident on their tiny legs.
その犬たちが何も知らない学生たちが指導を受けながら指導するわけです。ですから一緒になって育っていくんですけれども。
Golden and Labrador Retrievers are the most naturally adept at guide dog work due to their calm temperament, and they respond well to the difficult training.
サイズはちょうど手頃なんです。で、人が歩くのに手頃で、もう一つは愛らしい顔。
Only the very best dogs become guide dogs. Today, Irio, a student instructor, is working with Opal. Irio will work with a number of dogs during her course to avoid becoming too attached to one animal in particular, and to practice her skills with a wide range of dogs.
盲導犬は角 段差、障害物、この3つを教える必要があります。で、この地域では例えば今歩道があります。この中側は車歩道の区別のない道路があります。その中で角を教えたり段差を教えたり障害物を避けること、知らせることを教える、この作業を今やっております。
Opal is learning to obey simple directional commands whilst walking with Irio along roads and across pedestrian crossings.
そこはすごくよくできていたので、盲導犬としての作業で角で止まる、段差で止まるとか、その正確な作業っていうところがまだいまいちしっかりできていないので、そこをあと1ヶ月くらい教えれば大丈夫だと思います。
The course at Kanagawa is rigorous. It is imperative she masters the training for her to be able fully to assist her future owner. At Kanagawa, low-light training is an important test for both dog and student trainers alike. Labrador Retriever Hutaru is being trained by Takanori Murai. He is about to experience what it's like to guide his handler in a low-light situation with a nighttime walk. As well as a greater peripheral vision, dogs' eyesight is also far superior to humans in low-light conditions.
In dim lighting conditions, the threshold to light in dogs is several times lower than in people. So, for example, dogs would be able to still see objects with a light threshold 6 times below that of what a human would require to be able to see. The dog has maintained this ability to have good vision in both bright and dim lighting conditions, as well as having this big peripheral visual field, which makes it a very efficient hunter, is inherited from the wolf.
でも遠くのものを見たり、あと動くものを見ることについてはやっぱり人間よりもよっぽど良いと言われてますから、それとプラス犬は目で見たものを鼻で確認を取ります。犬の能力はやはりダブルで確認を取って歩いてますから、急になぜ角を止まるのかっていうと、一つには視野が広がった、見えるところが急に広がった、それとプラス風で匂いが変わった。
Hutaru is about to face his final test, one that will decide if he graduates as a working guide dog or not. To pass, Hutaru must safely lead a blindfolded student along a public route for 15 minutes. The student is not someone he's ever guided before.
はい、犬の名前はホタルです。者村井です。よろしくお願いします。渡りたいようなものは。
Fortunately, Hutaru passes with flying colours. He'll now join the growing ranks of over 1,000 guide dogs working in Japan. And while dogs like Opal and Hutaru go on to work full-time with their future owners, their time at Kanagawa will also have helped prepare the next generation of guide dog trainers.
ああいうふうに人間大好きでいつもニコニコしてますでしょ。ああいう顔を見ると人間も嬉しくなっちゃう。まず顔ですとか。
In the next episode, we'll explore dogs' astonishing stamina. We'll meet a team of dogs taking part in the world's toughest international sled dog race, La Grande Odyssée.
They're very much athletes. They are born to run.
A team of detection dogs trained to sniff out one of Australia's most vicious invaders, the imported red fire ant.
They're designed to operate for long periods of time over long distances, and only animals with high levels of stamina can survive in those conditions.
And we'll meet a remarkable team of Labradors helping monitor endangered seal numbers in the Arctic Circle.
We use dogs in our work because they're the only way of detecting some of the animals that we're looking for.
has been brought to you by Eukanuba, where we believe all dogs are extraordinary. Feed yours accordingly. Eukanuba.
国家地理频道在关键时刻全方位剖析关键事件，每星期1至5关键8点。最严苛的训练过程，最高深的神秘武功，他们能忍人所不能，揭开超越一般人类极限的惊人武艺。你不可以不知道功夫武术派别的技巧。关键8点，武术大师，8月15日至19日晚上8点，国家地理频道。
甘醇，顺口，精彩深蓝，不容错过。深蓝威士忌。
台风的时候，是谁在黑暗中拯救你？金锂电池5倍持久，是台风时的必备战友。
新鲜货呢？别牛哦。新鲜货在哪里呀？站起来。
说不说？在立顿奶茶里，加了新鲜牛奶的立顿奶茶，新鲜就在里面。立顿奶茶，天天好心情。
这么多牙刷看不出区别，不如看看专业牙医怎么选。欧乐 B 多动向牙刷，交叉刷毛，比平头牙刷更深入清洁，能清除最高达99% 难刷部位牙菌斑。更多牙医的选择，欧乐 B 多动向系列。
是一道墙，你会看到无限的美好，与世界接轨。威尔斯美语。
新鲜货呢？别牛哦。新鲜货在哪里呀？站起来。
说不说？在立顿奶茶里，加了新鲜牛奶的立顿奶茶，新鲜就在里面。立顿奶茶，天天好心情。
清洁去屑，不能觉得马马虎虎，是实力派，用了你就知道。
海伦仙度丝专门对付扰人的头皮屑，去屑实力摆在你眼前。
去屑实力派，海伦仙度丝。与世隔绝的围墙背后是什么样的世界？近距离透视亚洲最大监狱的囚犯生活。印尼群岛的海域即将爆发战争。脸书社群网站竟成为革命的催化剂，揭露埃及人民推翻总统的过程。国家地理独家拍摄非法军火交易，第一手追踪黑钱往来的惊人内幕。国家地理独家直击，每星期4晚上10点，国家地理频道。炎炎夏日的午后，跟着国家地理频道来一趟清凉消暑的旅行，海底探险，丛林冒险。野外极限运动，多元不同的精彩节目带你上山下海，不用顶着大太阳，在家也能体验各种夏日活动。跟着国家地理去旅行，每星期1至5下午3点至5点，国家地理频道。
Why is that so big? Why is that so small? Why are they in such a rush? Why aren't they? Such a simple word that unlocks many doors. Everything deserves a why.
Extraordinary Dogs is brought to you by Eukanuba, where we believe all dogs are extraordinary. Feed yours accordingly with the Eukanuba Vital Health System. Eukanuba.
Dogs and humans have a truly amazing bond. Astonishing abilities, companionship, and utter loyalty make dogs our best friends. In this series, we investigate the surprising science behind these impressive beings. From rescue rescue dogs, to fire dogs, to the dog next door. What makes dogs so extraordinary? In The Power in Movement, we'll explore dogs' astonishing physical agility. We'll meet Masha, hoping to prove that size isn't everything at an international agility championship.
Next round is jumpers. We're going to go in and just fast, clean, furious, go for it.
JC, who works on the front line in the US Marine Corps.
She pretty much knows me real well. Very little verbal commands necessary at this point. She pretty much just reads me and kind of knows what to do.
And Lola, who helped find survivors in Haiti's tragic earthquake.
Y tuvimos la suerte de poder encontrar un promedio de 9 personas con vida.
This is Extraordinary Dogs. Long Beach, California. Participants are preparing for the prestigious annual Agility Invitational Championships. Run by the American Kennel Club, nearly 400 dogs are taking part. Competing are the 5 top contenders from each breed, selected from local events held over the previous year. All are battling for the title of top dog.
At this event, these dogs are already at the excellent level. To become one of the top 5 dogs in their breed, our exhibitors compete all across the country. As they run a course, each course has a course time. Let's say it's 38 seconds. If they run it in under 38 seconds, they get a point for each second under the course time. And those add up during the year. So the dogs that have accumulated the most points then are invited to this event.
The dogs are split into 4 categories, with breeds separated according to their height, ranging from 20 to 60 centimeters. Masha, a Papillon, is in the smallest 20 centimeter category. Named after the French word for butterfly because of their wing-shaped ears, Papillons are renowned for their physical agility. The Papillon's front feet and hindquarters tend to be thin and elongated for nimble movement. Well-developed shoulders combined with a quick gait and flexible hip movements help this dog to be the most agile in its category. Not bad for a pooch that's 20 centimeters high.
Nestor is 4.5 years old. He's been competing since he was almost 2. He's won a lot of competitions. Basically, we won the USDA Grand Prix 2 years in a row, and we competed in a lot of AKC this year for the honor of being here. We do a lot of stamina building. We don't necessarily at this point do a lot of coursework. We just do skills, a lot of stamina, up and down hills, that type of thing.
Each dog must compete in the agility obstacle course, and all are aiming for a perfect run and to be the fastest in their height category. The dogs compete in 4 rounds over 2 days, a demanding challenge for dog and owner. It's time for Masha to undertake round 1 of the competition. The clocks are stopped. How did Masha do?
Started out beautifully, and I got the turn to the teeter very nice. He held his teeter really nicely. Off the teeter, I just didn't turn soon enough, and with the speed came the off course. That means we didn't qualify for this round. I'm very disappointed because he's an incredible little dog, and we came here to win. Next round is jumpers. We're going to go in and just fast, clean, furious, go for it.
Catherine is one of the judges for this year's competition.
Masher, Deneen Fox's Papillon, is one of the most spectacular Papillons in agility today in this country. He is amazing. But like any other dog, he sometimes just becomes a dog, and in my ring today, he decided to take the Grand Tour. He missed her signals, and he just kind of did his own thing. But then I've watched him in other courses this weekend, and he has just been spot on.
It's round 2, and this time the pressure is on. Two rounds are over, and the dogs get to rest for a while. It's the second day, and the tension is building. Just the same as yesterday, all the competitors need to do today is beat the clock. But it's not that easy.
The course is tricky, but you just have to be there and work it. You have to keep the dog's head so they know to turn with you.
Their strong hindquarters and balance account for their sheer speed and allows them to traverse these courses with ease. The reason behind this? Dogs have evolved a superb natural agility.
Agility, I guess, is something that doesn't have a specific scientific definition, but dogs are incredibly agile. Little dogs look more agile than larger dogs, but I think that's just the human eye's perception of their agility. I think dogs have incredible ability to balance and to control their gait during fast motions, but I think the really impressive thing with dogs is the broad diversity that we see from in different breeds, so from very small dogs that have obviously been selected for maybe terriers, subterranean combat, through to greyhounds, which are incredible athletes and extremely fast.
It's the last round, and this is the chance for Masher to shine. Masher was unstoppable in his last round and did so well he beat his personal best. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough to get him through to the end.
We didn't have a great weekend, but to go and really do well in the last round, it's okay, because it's all confidence building, and know to come out and do well another day.
Deneen and Masher failed to qualify for the finals.
Well, we started out very confident, and sometimes it doesn't always go as planned. So, stuff happens. And you just try to make the best of it, have a good attitude, run your dog to the best of your ability, and have fun. He's crazy. He loves the game. He loves playing the game with me. He absolutely lives for this. Loves it.
In another part of the country is an altogether different kind of competition aimed at testing dogs' physical agility. Once a year, a talented group of defense dogs and handlers gather on the island of Honolulu to test their skills and agility. Taking part are teams from the US Army, Police, Marines, Security and Air Force. These dogs are some of the toughest and most athletic in the world. With a build that can be almost 60% muscle in some breeds, dogs are one of the most widely used defense animals in the world.
We're at U.S. Army Base, Coastal Barracks, Hawaii, on the island of Oahu. We have 37 teams from across the Pacific and the continental United States here.
One such team is JC and her handler, Corporal Saranero, from the United States Marine Corps.
I joined this competition as a chance to kind of showcase the level of our dogs that we have on K-Bay. The Marine Corps prides themselves on being the best at everything, so it kind of gives us an opportunity to get out and see what the other services, what they're doing.
Having won 2 years in a row, they are one of the highest-ranking competitors in this year's event.
I've been working with this dog for over 2 years, so we're pretty close. She pretty much knows me real well. Very little verbal commands necessary at this point. She pretty much just reads me and kind of knows what to do. It's good for the dogs because it puts them in situations that they aren't normally faced with, and it really gives them a test of their capabilities as far as you know, a working dog and what they're capable of doing.
Coming up in part 2, we see how JC manages the grueling course, and we meet Lola, the Labrador who helped find survivors in Haiti's catastrophic earthquake.
Eukanuba, exclusively at pet specialty stores.
不是一道墙，你会看到无限的美好，与世界接轨。威尔斯美语。
这么多牙刷看不出区别，不如看看专业牙医怎么选。欧乐 B 多动向牙刷，交叉刷毛，比平头牙刷更深入清洁，能清除最高达99% 难刷部位牙菌斑。更多牙医的选择，欧乐 B 多动向系列。
清洁去屑，不能觉得马马虎虎，是实力派，用了你就知道。
海伦仙度丝专门对付扰人的头皮屑，去屑实力摆在你眼前。
去屑实力派，海伦仙度丝。
台风的时候，是谁在黑暗中拯救你？金顶电池5倍持久，是台风时的必备战友。
当语言不是一道墙，你会看到无限的美好，与世界接轨。威尔斯美语。
这么多牙刷看不出区别，不如看看专业牙医怎么选。欧乐 B 多动向牙刷，交叉刷毛，比平头牙刷更深入清洁，能清除最高达99% 难刷部位牙菌斑。更多牙医的选择，欧乐 B 多动向系列。
是一道墙，你会看到无限的美好，与世界接轨。威尔斯美语。
台风的时候，是谁在黑暗中拯救你？金顶电池5倍持久，是台风时的必备战友。
清洁去屑，不能觉得马马虎虎，是实力派，用了你就知道。
海伦仙度丝专门对付扰人的头皮屑，去屑实力摆在你眼前。
去屑实力派，海伦仙度丝。
当语言不是一道墙，你会看到无限的美好，与世界接轨。威尔斯美语。
It's the night, just different. Be inspired by whatever. Whatever leads the way, changes direction. Whatever surprises, thrills, sparks. Whatever's magnetic. Whatever is just the beginning. Whatever, it's your turn. Hugo Just Different, a new fragrance. 狗是人类最忠实的伴侣，它们的心灵既真挚又温暖。每只狗都有不同的性格，有的害羞， 有的暴躁，有的缺乏自信。如何训练您的狗儿，让它百依百顺？西煞教官将教您如何成为狗的心理医生。爱它就要认识它。报告狗班长，星期3晚上10点，国家地理频道。
你是晚睡的夜猫族吗？你喜欢研究战争的议题吗？国家地理频道给你英勇与悲剧交织的故事，以全新的角度探讨2次世界大战。不同的说故事方式，将最高机密影片重新曝光，重现英美联军轰炸德国的行动，让您对2次大战有身临其境的感受。战争午夜场，星期2至5凌晨12点，国家地理频道。
Yukonuba, exclusively at pet specialty stores.
This competition is made up of a series of physical challenges, designed to test skills in the field.
You say, no, I'm not going to do it.
Whether aiding in explosives detection in tough conditions or exhibiting unwavering physical obedience, military dogs need to be able to keep up with their handlers.
This is to test the physical fitness of the dog team and their cohesiveness and the dog's obedience to negotiate tasks and to complete this course in the shortest time possible. You can expect to see a lot of physical agility from both the handler and the dog, and a lot of endurance from the team.
JC and Corporal Saranero attack the course, with JC seemingly encouraging her handler to keep up, something that doesn't surprise Saranero.
Dogs have better agility than humans because of, their low center of gravity. They have the benefit of 4 legs, so they could, pivot on a dime, really. And their drive to go after things is so intense that they're just motivated to push and push and push.
With their extraordinary athletic ability, these dogs are able to carry out their work effectively, regardless of the terrain or obstacles.
You can make it. Come on, go higher. Come on.
It's not only their muscle mass that provides these dogs with such power, but also the makeup of these muscles.
If you think about very fast animals, they have very long bones, which gives them big levers, if you like, so muscles are able to generate greater power. And the muscles that produce the majority of the power when an animal is moving at speed are the gluteal muscles here, which come off the pelvis here and insert onto the top of the femur. And you can see if those muscles were to contract there, they extend the hip joint, so creating a lot of that power as the animal propels itself forward.
It's time to see how JC measures up. As with most training, the dogs are taught to see this type of work as a game, where they are rewarded for good performance.
Oh, it's a blast. I had a lot of fun. I think my dog enjoyed it too, and it's all about, it's all a game for her, and if we make it fun for her, it's fun for us.
There you go. Come on, get up there.
The dogs are competing for the title of hardest hitting dog, but all receive recognition for both their dedication to training and their extraordinary agility. And it seems for JC, all this training has paid off.
I won 2 awards. I won an award for the obedience course, which we did this morning, and the tactical explosive detection.
Corporal Donald Saranero.
I was very proud of getting the obedience award. I personally, I came out placing, and which was really good. I came out there a little hesitant of some of the obstacles out there, but performed to the best of my ability. Had my dog perform to the best of her ability, and we ended up walking away with a trophy. I think it's definitely a worthwhile thing to get all these branches of service together, including the HPD. It kind of unifies us. It's kind of a one team, one fight kind of deal. Even though there's this competitive edge to it, it's all in good nature. It's fun, and the ideas that get shared are very beneficial to the groups themselves when they go back and they bring that knowledge back to their units and stuff.
This astonishing team will compete again next year, but for JC it's now back to the day job, working with the Marine Corps. In Argentina, another frontline dog has won numerous awards for her work. Meet Lola, a real canine heroine, With her handler Christian, she helps find earthquake victims and missing people. Earthquakes are one of the world's most destructive natural disasters. Over 200,000 lives were lost in Haiti alone in 2010.
Uno de los casos más importantes en toda la vida de Lola fue el terremoto de Haití. Fuimos a un terremoto masivo y devastador como fue el de Haití, uno de los más poderosos en toda la historia de la humanidad, y tuvimos la suerte de poder encontrar un promedio de 9 personas con vida.
On a typical search, Lola is trained to cover an area of up to 3 million square meters in just a few days. Labradors make superb search and rescue dogs with their dense body frame and superior powers of smell. She can detect bodies both alive and dead from a distance of hundreds of meters. Her natural agility and speed means she's much faster at her job than humans. Twice a month, Christian and his team come together to train their dogs in forested areas and in an abandoned building site around their base in Buenos Aires.
Los ejercicios que estamos realizando ahora en este momento son de ocultar a una persona y simular que quedó atrapada.
Christian gives Lola the go-ahead and the search begins. Dogs such as Lola have developed agility over generations in order to survive. Coping with a wide range of terrain has not only helped them source food, but also helped protect them against would-be predators. Their anatomy makes them much better suited to rough terrain than humans.
Humans stand on a foot with our heel on the ground, whereas if you look at the canine hind limb, the hock is actually off the ground. The knee is flexed most of the time, whereas the human knee is straight. So very different mechanics in the canine hind limb, and so they're able to use certain muscles and tendons as springs, if you like. So they're able to store energy in those tendons, and those tendons will return that energy during motion.
One of the key aims of training for Lola is improving her ability to pick up the scent of a person she's never smelt before, hidden deep under the surface of the rubble. Dogs like Lola rely on differentiation skills to find what they're looking for. They must be able accurately to tell the difference between the thousands of smells bombarding their sensitive noses and work out which is important. In this case, the smell of humans.
Intervenimos en situaciones donde primero no vamos a tener la ropa de las víctimas y vamos a ir a un lugar donde hay innumerables víctimas.
Lola also tracks lost and injured hikers in Argentina's dense wooded areas. To train for these missions, Lola must perfect her air scenting abilities in the forest.
Bueno, nosotros lo que tenemos acá es un elemento básico para entrenar. Acá nosotros le llamamos mordedor. Es una costura con una tela de relleno, más que nada para que sea acolchonada, y una manija para poder compartir el juego con el perro. Cuando empezamos a trabajar con un perro de rescate, la base es el juego. Al principio los ejercicios son básicos, así el perro ve dónde se esconde la persona, y después le vamos aumentando la dificultad y cambiando al perro de sentido para que no vea dónde se ocultó y pueda usar su instrumento más valioso, que es la nariz.
El rol del figurante va a ser, en una primera instancia, motivar a la perra para que salgan con energías a buscarme. Segundo, a medida que el entrenamiento va siendo cada vez más difícil, yo voy buscando lugares donde la perra le cueste mucho más accesar y poder encontrarme. Una vez que me encuentra, la perra tiene que confirmar el punto exacto donde yo me encuentro y la perra así obtiene su preciado tesoro.
Cuando busca vivos tiene que ladrar y cuando busca cadáveres tiene que rascar. Ahora, cuando localiza un cadáver y marca, a mí me da una situación de que yo la premio
pero en vez de tomar su juguete como normalmente lo hace, lo toma de la manija, o sea, del agarre que tiene el juguete para que yo pueda compartir, y lo agarra así con la puntita de la boca como delicadamente y se lo lleva, y yo ya sé lo que es. Para mí es un orgullo el trabajo que hace ella. Es un orgullo porque tuvimos la oportunidad de intervenir en situaciones reales. Es parte de tu familia también. Hay momentos en los cuales estás trabajando y estás destruido, que te sentás a descansar, y por ahí ella tranquilamente podría quedarse ahí durmiendo, descansando, y ella va a venir a darte un beso, a estar con vos, a jugar, porque son muy perceptivos en ese ámbito.
It is the unique relationship between man and dog, coupled with the dog's extraordinary natural abilities, that has enabled countless victims to be found and their lives saved. As we've seen in this series, dogs and humans do indeed have a truly amazing bond. We've travelled the world, meeting dogs whose astonishing abilities, sense of companionship and total loyalty are what make them our best friends. We have learnt about their scientific makeup and gone some way to understanding how dogs do some of the astonishing things they do every single day. Abilities that drive the powerful sense of understanding and trust between dogs and humans. From rescue dogs to fire dogs to the dog next door. We can truly say that dogs are nothing short of extraordinary.
Extraordinary Dogs has been brought to you by Eukanuba, where we believe all dogs are extraordinary. Feed yours accordingly. Eukanuba.
您家有宠物狗吗？它有特殊才艺吗？敬礼、翻滚、握手、跳跃、微笑。现在立刻拍下您家狗狗的特殊专长，上传至 Facebook NGC 粉丝专页，您就有机会和您的宠物狗拍摄报告狗班长宣传片。活动自即日起至8月26日截止，马上行动，让您家的狗成为大明星。
意外往往是在瞬间发生，不经意中造成悲剧，是人为因素还是机械故障？空难事件永远是可怕的梦魇，短短几秒钟断送上百人性命。每一件历史上大型空难都将被深入探讨。国家地理频道最受欢迎、最高收视率节目特别推出。
欢迎光临，妈妈，为什么要来千叶火锅啊？
因为千叶火锅有精挑细选的海鲜，让火锅汤头更鲜美。1人1锅，尝鲜不限量，美味吃到饱哦。还有爸爸最爱的铁板烧和你最爱的蛋糕甜点呢。
千叶火锅。
高雅精致的平安夜名床，给你每天恋爱般的感觉。
我们都是平安夜名床。
你的牵手我无多替你选，平安的名床会当甲你挂保证，将你一生的健康交予我。
揭开超越一般人类极限的惊人武艺，你不可以不知道功夫武术派别的技巧。关键8点，武术大师，8月15日至19日晚上8点，国家地理频道。星期五 ，Friday， 动物们都出来喽！每星期五疯一下，好耶！每星期五野一下，好耶！最丰富的野生动物时段，星期五好耶！每星期五晚上9点，国家地理频道。
There's a high-stakes race going on to transform our planet into a world with giant machines sucking carbon out of the air, sunsets laced with sulfuric acid, and millions of mirrors shining in the night sky. If you think this sounds like some whacked-out vision of the future, think again. These technologies are being developed right now. I'm taking a wild ride across the globe.
Wow, now we're booking.
To some surprising places.